What's up, you guys? Today is March 28, 2024. Today I'm going to be doing a single arm squat row. The reason why I'm doing a single arm squat row is because yesterday I did a narrow stance deadlift, and my legs and hips are a little bit tired from that. And early in the week I've been doing a lot of chest pressing or overhead pressing movements, so I'd like to balance out the upper body with a little bit of rowing and pulling today. I like to do the single arm version of the squat row because it is a very powerful both anti-rotational as well as a rotational movement, and I'll try to explain that a little bit more as I go along here, but let's get started. Okay, so I'm using the Power Block Pro Series. It's my newest set of power blocks. I really like them. I've got 125 pounds of weight, and I'm waiting for the extensions that'll bring this thing up to 175 pounds per side. That should be really interesting. But right now I'm starting with 27 and a half pounds. Okay, so here's what the squat row looks like. I put it on one side. If I'm starting with my right arm, I'm going to put it under my right shoulder, using mostly my right leg. I'm going to put my left arm out to the side here. This positioning is really important because I'm not just throwing it out here. I'm actually contracting my lat on the left side, which as I start to both lift and row this movement, it helps me to stiffen my body for the anti-rotation. So what I mean by that is, if as I drive off with my legs, the bell were to just stay stuck to the floor, as my legs continue to drive, I would now be twisted or rotated in the way you see. So obviously I need to, in order for me to do this, I have to prevent this from happening, and the muscles in my core, my obliques and a bunch of other muscles are going to help me do that. All right, so here we go. This is what it looks like. Once again, I'm stiffening my lat here. I'm going to lift my upper chest. All right, other side, same deal. So I'm putting this under my left shoulder. I'm gonna wedge my hips down, bring my chest up, make sure that this is right underneath my shoulder. And I'm now going to flex my right lat, which will help me anti-rotate as I do this. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna put this back in the block. I am going to replace, this is a 12 and a half pound handle. I'm gonna replace it with the 20-pound handle that comes with the set. And then I'm gonna replace that first plate. Each of these plates weighs 15 pounds. Give or take. Okay, so by changing the handles, this dumbbell now weighs 35 pounds. Same deal. I'm gonna push my thighs out of the way, lower my hips down, make sure that this thing is stacked right underneath my shoulder blade. I'm gonna put this flexing my lat, and I'm gonna lift my upper chest. All right. Refresh the position. Like most exercises, anything that's normally done like a regular row or a bench row, if there's some way I can involve my legs and my core in that movement, I will usually always opt for that option. Oh, fuck. You know what I mean. Okay, so here we go. Make sure that's okay. Here we go. One more. Cool. All right. And yes, I am using the momentum that I'm generating from my legs and my hips to help me do this, because that allows me to go much heavier in the row than I could if I were just to stand and do this on a bench or do it in a more strict format. Okay, so I'm gonna take the 20-pound handle out. I'm gonna replace the 12.5-pound handle, but I'm now gonna add two 15-pound plates, which brings the weight of the bell up to 42.5 pounds. Okay. If you guys do jujitsu or you wrestle, this type of an exercise might have some relevance to what you do on the mat. Like, you know that time when you'll grab the guy and you'll just, well, I know you're not supposed to slam people, but anyway, it could have some relevance. Here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Lowering my hips, make sure it's stacked right under me. Flexing the right lat to increase the anti-rotation, and here we go. Cool. All right. Taking the 12-pound handle out, putting the 20-pounder, and let's go back to those two plates. So, dumbbell now weighs 50 pounds. Test, make sure it's equalized right underneath the shoulder. Lifting this to get this started. Here we go. Nice. All right, cool. Actually gets my heart rate up a little bit. And when you're old like me, it's good to get your heart rate up every now and then. All right, here we go. I know I'm not that old. Okay, here we go. All right. So one thing I forgot to mention is, I'll go back to this side so hopefully it's a little easier to see. At the top of the movement, once I launch the weight and get it up here, I'm actually going to try to lower it without, well, keeping my leg position static, so I get the eccentric lowering into my lats, and then I get to put that down, because by emphasizing that, I'll show you on this side. So I don't want to just go, I mean, that I'll probably do as it gets heavier, but while it's lighter like this, if I can, not only am I getting a better eccentric lowering onto my lat, but I'm also getting to practice that anti-rotation component and having the bell hit a little bit at the bottom of that. Okay. Okay, so taking the 20-pound handle out, going back to the 12.5, but now I'm gonna add 3 15-pound plates. It's gonna bring the weight of the dumbbell up to 57.5 pounds. All right. Here we go. So stiffening up the lat on the left side, making sure that's right underneath. Lowering my hips, lifting my upper chest. And cutting the reps to 4. I would like to be able to do the full stack. I'm hopeful. But in order for me to do that, I can't expend too much of my limited energy on the lighter weights. I just need to do enough of them to prime the system for what's to come. All right, here we go. Make sure that's right underneath the shoulder. Got to get that butt down so we can drive with this. All right. Here we go. All right. Fun for everyone. Okay. Take that 12-pound out. Put the 20-pounder in. And that should now bring it up to 65 pounds. All right. We'll go 3 reps on each side. Underneath, hips low, chest tall. Here we go. Another thing I'm doing is I'm in this position, I'm trying to get my hips low, but to actually get this whole thing started, I'm driving outwards to go upwards. Because if I don't drive outwards with my hips this low, as soon as I initiate then my knees dive inwards, and that's no good. All right, so driving outwards prevents any energy leaks, keeps these nice and vertical. Here we go. Ooh. Okay. Back in the blocks. Taking the 20-pound handle out. Adding the 12.5-pound handle in, and adding 4 15-pound plates, which brings the weight of my dumbbell up to 72.5 pounds. At this weight, I'll be looking at 2 repetitions. All right. Make sure that's underneath. Here we go. So driving out. Okay. 3 reps. Gotta get loose in the hips. Hips are getting all. They're doing their job. They're stable right now, but they're also locked up, so. Okay. Again, driving out, out. And I'm mostly driving off of this leg. That felt pretty good. Okay. Okay. And let's taking a 12.5 pound handle out, putting the 20-pound handle in, adding it to these 4 15-pound plates. The bell now weighs 80 pounds. All right. Okay. Once I get my hips under, focused on using my legs to elevate this, and then this comes along for the ride. Here we go. All right, felt good. Back in the blocks. All right, taking the 20-pound handle out, putting the 12.5 pound handle in. Now I'm gonna add 5 15-pound plates, bringing the weight of the dumbbell up to 87.5 pounds. Okay, let's see how this goes. And yeah, I'm sure some of you might have noticed I changed my breathing because this is now feeling heavy. So I need to change my breathing more to a powerlifting style. So, all right, here we go. One more. Okay. Cool. All right, taking the 12.5 pound handle out, putting back the 20-pound handle, adding it to these 5 15-pound plates brings the weight of the bell up to 95 pounds. So now instead of inhaling when I initiate the lift, which I do on the lighter weights just to index and get my diaphragm working strongly, I'm just gonna take a big breath, hold it, and then pull this motherfucker. All right, here we go. Okay. 2 is good if we want to go more than that. Ooh. Oh, stiff. Okay. Here we go. Lifting this to bring this along. Okie dokie. Okay, so taking 20-pound handle out, adding the 12.5-pound handle back in, and now going to 6 15-pound plates brings the weight of this dumbbell up to 102.5 pounds. Okay. All right, out, back, out. Make sure it's underneath the shoulder. Flexing the left lat. I'm gonna lift this to bring this along for the ride. Here we go. Yeah, flashing, mama. Okay. Set once again. Wide stance, out, back, out, back, out. Make sure it's right underneath, hips under, chest tall. I'm gonna lift this to bring this. Alrighty. Okay, taking the 12.5-pound handle out, putting the 20-pound handle in, connecting it to 6 15-pound plates, brings the weight of this dumbbell up to 110 pounds. Okay. Out, back, out, back. Make sure it's underneath. Okay. Wow, it's a head rush. Like that. Okay. Okay, once again, wide stance, out, back, out, back. Make sure this is right underneath. flexing the right lat, lifting this to bring this. So I'm using this leg. A lot of my ability to get that elbow punched up into the sky is coming from this and not letting this happen. So, all right, let's give that last plate a go. I guess maybe I can just bring the plate to the bell now, couldn't I? All right, let's take out the 20-pound handle, put back the 12.5. We're adding 7 15-pound plates to that handle. That brings the weight of this bell up to 120 pounds. Okay. Out, back, out. That was ugly as fuck. But at this weight, I guess it's just gonna get a little ugly. That's okay. Little recovery. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Out, back, out. Make sure that's underneath. Get my hips low, chest high. I'm gonna lift this, bring this along for the ride, hopefully. Cool. All right. Now, putting the 20-pound handle back in, adding back 7 15-pound plates. Total weight of this bell is now 125 pounds. Okay, so that's just too heavy, but that's all right. Ooh, head rush. Based on how the 120-pounder went up, that's not a surprise, but I still get something out of that. And as long as I go slow and I stay connected to what I'm doing, there's no bad torsion or damaging force vectors that are putting me in danger. All right, let's try left side. Just looks like, let's see. In general, my left, I'm right-handed, but because this shoulder is kind of shitty, in a lot of movements, I tend to be stronger on the left side, so let's see what happens. Out, back. All right. Okay. That was better. Ooh. Okay. Let's go one more time on the right side. Because. All right, here we go. A little better. Okay. I think we're good. If you're still here, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you watching. I hope something here was helpful, and much aloha.